In this lecture, we will learn about client-side validation. It is possible to get around requirements on a form on a website by using hacking techniques. We are going to use Mechanize, a Python module that exposes a browser API that we can work with to submit a form without filling in all of the required fields. The first step is to open up the command prompt or terminal and cd into the directory where our Python file is being stored. Then we will install Mechanize with a pip command by typing pip install Mechanize. Once that successfully installs, we are going to download the HTML file attached to this lecture as a course resource and drag and drop it into a web browser like Google Chrome. This is going to be the spoof website that we hack into in this lecture. Note that you need to keep this open in your browser for the code we write to work. Now we can jump to PyCharm and start hacking. Up at the top of the code, we will import the Mechanize module by typing import Mechanize. Then we will create a variable named browser, which we set equal to a Mechanize browser object. After that, we will type browser.setHandleRobots and pass in false. Next, we will have a variable named URL and set it equal to a string with the URL for the website. In our case, we can copy and paste the URL from the web browser here. Then we need to call some functions on the browser. We will call setHandleEquiv and pass in true, setHandleGzip and pass in true, setHandleRedirect and pass in true, and setHandleReferrer and pass in true. After that, we will open the URL by typing browser.open and passing in URL. For each form in browser.forms, we will check if the form's ID attribute is equal to 123. Note that in the HTML example code, the form has an ID value of 123. If that is the case, we will set browser.form equal to form and then break from the for each loop. Then we will set some of the fields. Let's type browser.form and reference the name field and set it to an empty string. Then we can grab the gender field and set it to an empty list. Finally, we will call browser.submit to submit the form. After all that, we will print out the string form successfully submitted. Note that there are several required fields on the form, but none have been filled out, so theoretically we should not be able to submit the form. When we run the code, notice that the form was successfully submitted. This is an example of writing Python code to hack client-side validation. In the next lecture, we will learn about DOS and DDoS attacks.